Okay, so let's start with our feet hip width apart. Separate out your toes as much as you can. And I want you to just begin swaying side to side. Let your hips just move and let your hands sort of sweep your body. A little lymphatic drainage, and then your hips will go. And the lighter on your legs, the better. Let your head move with your body. We're just doing a little movement at the moment. Good. And then place your hands on your hips as you continue circles now. And you can move your legs. If your legs feel like they want to be a little wider, you can widen them so you can get a full range. Just notice how your hips feel. Drop your shoulders down and then switch directions. Really opening up that inner groin, the outer thigh, your hips. Good. And then let's take our arms with our body. So we're just sort of, it's almost Halloween. So we're stirring the pot, so to speak, getting things moving, opening up, and switch directions. So just back and forth. And anything you want to brew up in your life, anything you want to throw out, this is your chance to stir and make your own concoction. Coming forward and back now with the hips and let your arms go. So come right up, hi Ollie, onto your toes and then back. So if you fall, just come right back and then bring your toes up and then your heels up. So ideally you're sitting, letting your buttocks drop back, but you're still in that kind of squat position with that flat back. Not this round, but a nice lift in your abdominals. Good. And now we're going to take the arms overhead and just sway and step touch. So even though you guys might have been running around, but it's nice to just get the body moving, flowing a little bit. And it's probably a little bit different movement that you naturally might do. And let's just step forward for 4 counts. Good, you can make this up and step back. You can even do it on an angle. You can start dancing and forward. Good. And then take it back. Stay right here and step behind. So down and lift, down and lift. Good. Breathing with that every time, just a lot of nice breath work. As you breathe in that oxygen, you cellularly fill your body up. And as you exhale, you release all the toxins. Good. We're going to turn to the left side, right side for you, and down and lift down. So let's turn this into a point and then a flex with the heel. Flex and point. Your arms might be a little tired. That's good. Just a little bit of an endurance movement for those arms. And drop that heel. Now we're just going to bend the knee and hips forward and come back. And forward. So you might feel a little back cracking right here. Deep breath. Exhale, blow. Again, inhale, exhale. You can add a gentle arch, but with your back, there's a problem there. I want you to just keep it right here in neutral. No big opener there. Good. And then we're going to come back around to that other side, step touch. So step touch. Good. Arms can even just change a little, see how it feels and travel. Good. Take it back, travel. Yes. Good. Whatever you want. They can sweep the sky. Good. Thanking the sky for the rain. Thank goodness. And forward, or you can shift it out. Good. And change it each time. Now we're going to turn that left side. right here, and we're still toeing both sides of the toe. Now we're going to do the heel toe. So it's a heel toe. Remember, arching as much as is good for your body. Inhaling and exhaling, and every exhale, think about drawing your navel into your spine. Good. Ready. And we're going to hold it here, and we're just going to continue this by dropping, bending that knee and open. So it's bend and open. Should feel, sorry, if you fall over, when I look, I fall over. So I need to really sort of stay focused here. And it might be easier if you're watching me like this. I try to do it on the angle at some way so you can see what I'm doing. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. Good, and hold it here. Come to center this time. I want you to just pretend you're driving the car, okay? A little soft movement. Okay, hands are on the wheel. Keep going. Make adjustments when you need to. Grab water if you need to. So we're just turning that wheel and really getting those abdominals. Good, and they're nicely locked into your back. So your core, your abdominals, and your back are strong. We're going to reach down the side, kind of like we did before, but now I'm going to actively have you move. All right, so we're still softening those knees. This could be slow if you want it. See how your back feels. So this lift, this could be a compression or it could be a lift up and over. So if that's bugging you, keep it right here, okay? If that's not good for you at all, don't do it. Make something else up. But it is a good oblique exercise. Good. 5, keep your feet relaxed. Your head is with your body. Good. And hold it right here. Bring that hand around, stretch out your head. Let that neck lengthen. Deep breath and blow. Good. And all the way back up, reach to the other side. Good. Take that hand and stretch. Trying to keep the shoulder in alignment with your ear. Your head is back, so you're one perpendicular movement here. Dropping all the way up and do some hip circles. Just let's lift that tension out of your neck. Breathing. Inhaling, exhaling. If you find a place that feels particularly good, go ahead and hold it there. Or if you get dizzy, make sure you drink water, pause and stop. Grab your weight. We're just going to come down for little squats. Okay, so see what weight you feel like. You could even use a ball here if that would be better for you. And you could hold the edges or you could hold right in the middle. Either way. If you hold in the middle, make sure to switch sides halfway through. If you hold in the middle, you're just down and lift, down and lift. So with the lower, squeeze your hips as you come up. Thrusting the buttocks forward just gently. And you may need no weight today. That's always an option, or a very, very light weight. Inhaling and exhaling. Remember that position of the knees and the ankles in alignment. So if they start coming forward, you need to sit back a little bit more. That looks great. Good. Shoulders stay down. And hold it lower, just right here. So we're just low, low. Good. And breathe. See if you can just let all thoughts go. Notice what's happening in your body, focusing on the quads. And then step to the left or the right, doesn't really matter. We're going to come back to the center of the other side. Good, and switch. What does matter is if you can, try to keep one level here with your head. And back to the other side. In other words, not this. People will do this. If you have to do that, because that's the only way you can do it, then do that. It's a 4 count. I might have missed one there. 2, 3, good. Abs are lifted, and again. 2, 3. Yes, switch to slower, fast. You see. Good. One more set of 4, and just holding the weight. Let your hands be loose. 2 counts now. So no gripping on the other side. Good. Yes. Heart rate's probably slightly elevated. Good. Ready? This time we're going to do a single count it. Lower. A little lower with your butt back. Knee ankle connection with that hip sticking back. Chest is high. So although we're stepping quickly, it's not cardio. Hold it. Now hold just this last bit of hold. Breathe. Feel the backs of the legs working. Thank your body. Thank your legs for getting you from point A to point B. Drop a little lower and hold. And slowly bring it up. Beautiful. We're going to take this a little wider. And we're just going to come up and lower. So those inner ankles, making sure we are not collapsing out. And if you look at my legs closely, you'll see that they are, so don't watch me. Feel it in your body. And you might need no weight here. And if you wanted to actually have a weight, you could add a bicep. Nothing wrong with that, but what I would prefer is you get really good, not like that, kind of like that. It's your stabilization. Your buttocks is squeezed, your inner thigh squeezing. And when you feel you can do that, add another element into the workout, go ahead. And keep from letting your legs splay out or splay in. Good. And then we're going to parallel those feet. So right here, you could walk it farther. You don't have to. We're just coming straight up and straight down. But if you prefer to have your feet directly under your hips, go ahead. Again, there's that little suspension and really honoring those ankles wherever they are. So you might get one and you don't get the next one. That's okay. So rather than moan and groan about it, just start over. And again, when you have it, if you want a little bicep, we just simply add it. So we ask for the suspension. We imagine a string, that light, airy string pulling us as if just naturally and easily to the sky. Good. Excellent. Last one. And drop it down. Guess what now? We toe in. Getting that outer thigh and working your ankle in all 3 planes of action. So you are not watching me. You're finding a little space, somewhere where you can anchor into. Maybe even picking a mantra. Whatever you're working on in your life, see that coming into fruition. And whatever gets in the way, your mind maybe throwing you off track, sort of let that go. Remembering that's just the job of the mind, to be the monkey mind. Why we do some of our exercises, not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally. So just coming to that neutral space of nothing. We're going to hold it up on the next one right up here and hold. Slowly, if you can, lower down. Good work. Open up those thighs. You're going to go down again. So this time, imagine you're through 2 planes of glass. You're here. You're going to raise one heel. Drop it down, come up and down. Good. Drop it to the center. A heel comes up on the other side and up and down. Again, lower, lift, and down. Lower, lift, and up and down. Lower, lift, up and down. And lower, lift, up and down. We're going to go down together. Down, both heels are going to come up. Okay, hold it here and up and down. Lift, lower. Might take a few seconds to get there. Lower and down. So it's a lift. Knees bend, hold, squeeze your abdominals and squeeze the backs of your rhomboids. Those muscles right between the shoulder blades. Lower and down and up. Good. Lift, lower, down and up. Lift, lower. Do not go with my beat, go with your own. Try to get that suspension when you can. Good. Now we're going to come up, lower the knees all the way to the top. Keep the heels up and down. Good. Lower, keep the heels up and down. Just adding a little bit of a different element. So you have to work a little harder. Lifting, lowering, lift, and down. Lifting, lowering, lift, and down. Couple more of these. Good work. And lift and down. Okay, nice. Here we go. We're going to take that one weight. Could be heavier if you want. Could be lighter if you want. You could have a higher step. We're just going to drop down. Let's just do it like this right now. Switch hands, drop and down. So our intention is that we're going to get to the ground and drop the weight. But I want you to see, where are you right now? My body doesn't really quite want to go or would have dropped it down. Plus, you might not be ready. So remember, it's an inhale. Squeeze your back. Exhale. Lift your abs. So it's just a little shift of hand, weight, getting a little bit of your back. So as you feel a little bit more ready, drop it down a little bit deeper, okay? See, does your body want to go a little deeper? And if you get to the point where it says, sure, why not? I'm going to just drop it. And I need another weight. So if you drop yours, grab 2 weights. Even though we're not working like jumping and all of that good stuff, my body heat is warming up. And if yours is, make those adjustments. Yes. So let me see if I can catch you and lift. We might be, so we're lifting, right? And then we're going to drop and drop. Drop and drop. Inhale, exhale, pull up and take the other side. So what wants to happen if you're feeling tired is you want to just either drop the weight or you don't want to bend your knee that much. So you want to roll over. And I want you to caution, keep it straight as much as you can. So it's all leg absorption. So with a bad back, this is good right here. See? Now we're not taxing anything. So you're always modifying to what is going to be good for your body this day. And if you take care of it today, it'll be better tomorrow. And keep them both right here. Heel toe in, just hip level. Okay, we're gonna forward fold, but if you don't want to forward fold, you can turn this into a side raise. The forward fold will look like this. Inhaling and exhaling. Getting that back. Or it can look like this, one leg forward. You get a little more stabilization there. So just see what feels right for you. And you want to hold and then down. Hold and then down. And you could also switch legs if you wanted. Good. And we're going to drop the weights just to give you a little stretch. So come down, inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Good, come down again, inhale. Exhale, rounding up. Again, deep breath. Hold it here and just do that cat-cow from here. Feel your back release, inhaling and exhaling. Shoulders are pulling down away from your ears, so your traps are getting a release and your head is dropping. I'm just looking at your form. It all looks good. Stay right here in the middle. Open a little wider. You're going to drop that left shoulder to the knee and look up, back to center, and as little pressure on your legs as possible. And back to the other side. Inhale, exhale, a little final twist. Inhale, exhale, a little spinal twist. Inhale, exhale, and a little spinal twist. And one more deep breath, exhale. And come all the way back up. With that brewing action in mind, take your weight that you can stabilize with one hand and one leg will come up. So we're just going to be holding, we're just going to little circle. Okay, so working on the stabilizers. That's strength. If you fall like I just did, just go ahead. Wherever your foot lands, if it's down in front of you, just take that. Think inner thigh. Find something that doesn't move and anchor your vision to that. Your dristi, as they say in yoga. Switch directions. Good. And switch sides, coming all the way up. And we're going to do both directions. So you might want to flip around to one side, doesn't matter, whichever one you want. Beautiful. Squeezing those cheeks together. Those abs are lifted. If you're noticing you're gripping too tight, let it go. Reverse direction. And drop it down for a second. Let your weight go. We're going to cross. 1, 2, 3. Cross. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So let everything go. Arms can do whatever you want. It's just that little. Yes. You can travel with this. If you want it, forward, 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 one more, and back, 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 back. Strike a pose, whatever your body wants to do. It could be big or small. Keep going. Can you still hear me? Okay, good. I saw internet connection. You know how that goes. Unstable, why, I don't know. All right, grab your weight. We're going to just come right here. We're going to take the weight. If you don't want it overhead, anything overhead, it creates more tension in your back. Remember that. So you can always go to your lighter weights and do your triceps from here or here. If you feel okay with it, grab the weight that you think is good for this. We're just going to make sure again we're not arching. And we're just pressing up and pressing down. Inhale, exhale. Elbows are close to the ears as you can get them. Yes. Inhaling and exhaling. So feeling those 3 triceps. One muscle, but 3 muscles really come together to create that tricep. And then we're going to come down for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, push up on 4 and up and lower, 2, 3, up on 4, right there. And again, 1, 2, 3, and lift. 1, 2. If it's too easy, grab a bigger weight. If it's too heavy, shift and pyramid down. Yes. So you want to feel. Right, that belly, keep going. If you've got more in you, don't stop, because I stopped. I'm seeing that you're working. I'm just, okay, maybe we're ready to stop. All right, take a little lower weight, maybe, maybe not. Maybe you're 8. Well, I don't know what pounds you have. I had 8, I'm going down to 5, and I think that's gonna be a little too light. So I'm gonna pick it back up, and I'm gonna just press in. Little bicep curl in a little different way. Good. So it's that drawing those elbows close to your body. You know, if you wanted a little step touch or a little even jump, if that worked for you, to add in a little more cardio, because you didn't get much in today, go ahead. But if you're cardioed out, you don't need any of this. Working those muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, beautiful. And again. 5, 6, 7, one more set. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 more, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Relax it down. Let's just go rolling down and see where your body wants to go. Intending as low as you can with a forward fold, folding at the waist. Knees can bend and then round up. 1 vertebrae at a time. A ball or your lightest weight, or whatever weight you're comfortable with. We're going to take this up. We're going to rest the weight coming back. I like the ball here because it's easier to do. And you might not have a ball. Maybe I don't have a ball today. Let's see. I do have a ball. So it's sort of this action. I'm coming down and up and in, transfer. So you see why I kind of like a ball better. I can do it with the weight, no problem. It's just I have to stop a little in the between. I forgot down. There we go. So it's center, side, down, and lift. Center, shift, side, down, and lift. Yes, shifting down and lift. Keep going. And I'm just going to practice with that weight so you can see that it is possible. I just have to flip it and down. Good. Works for the brain too. So you have to really think a little bit about what are we doing. And now we're going to, just that little bit of extra weight really makes a difference. Bring it out and up, up, up. 5 is just a straight up. Now bring it in, but little, and look, I rounded there. I said, okay, you got to keep it all up, 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 up. 5, 4, hands overhead. Taking it overhead, we're going to bring that knee to the weight. So just like this, 1, barely touch. You don't have to touch at all. Think obliques here. So we can get a lot of Abdominal work, standing. Good. Ready? Switch sides right here. And you'll feel when you need to switch sides, or you might be able to just keep going. The arms still get the workout though. So notice the arms are changing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it down in front. All right. Maybe 2 of those weights, maybe another one. Take a water break or any stretch that you need, or go ahead with another weight if you need it. We're going to do a morning glory or a deadlift with an upright row. We're going to start with just deadlifts. Morning glory. That's a nicer sound. Feet together, dropping down. Now, your shoulders staying engaged, and then come back up. Okay, in the old days, I went straight legs. I didn't have any at all things I had to modify. I bend my knees now. You can see a slight bend in my knees because I know that the hips are going to pop. Most of the time, practice, which is just air in between bones, is fine. But if you have any arthritis, which I have, I want to personally be mindful. It might not wear and tear more, but I don't know that for sure. So I just want to be as mindful as I can. So we're down, we're getting a stretch in our hammies, and now we're squeezing our buttocks on the lift. If anybody wants to extend one leg out, you can go as low as you can, as long as your back stays intact, and back up. That won't be me. I'm just going to do it right here. Inhaling and exhaling, and that's where the modification comes in. Breath, blow it out. Excellent. Now we're going to add an upright row here. So it's going to get down, going to lift, lower down. This is hard on the back. I'm going to tell you if the back, you're going to stay right here, okay? And I'm going to lower one of mine down just a little bit. So modifying every body part, working our deltoids. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing. Excellent. And drop it away. We're just going to stepping, so step and together. So you're just crossing, the other foot comes up. Arms can change. And I don't care. This is a free form. Ready? Go. Whatever you want. Just make this up. Nobody's watching. And just feel music. Good. Close your eyes if you want. Don't fall over. So just sort of feel what your body wants to do. And try to get out of any performance mode. Just let your body move. Think about what is kind of your body wanting to do. Let it just do whatever it wants to do. We don't often do that. Like, what would feel good for it? Good. There's a class, oh, there's a lot of classes, but one of my blogging friends brought up Mia. It's a really fun class. I used to do it a lot. you may have. Bring your arms up and just hold it here. Let's drop your arms. And it's just free form dance. Let your head look over your shoulder, stretching out your tricep. And then we're gonna let the arms open and close. Switch sides. And looking over. Excellent. Dropping down. Go ahead and make sure you have a ball or a disc or whatever. You could have a little weight. You could have a blanket, a towel. So bring that down. Let's get 5s, 8s. You want feeling particularly strong, you can get heavier than that today. Whatever you need. Maybe even a 5. And we're going to take it all the way down to the ground. So let's start on our back. And I'm going to grab my 8s. We're going to do a chest press just to give you a point of reference so you know what we're going to start with. And we're going to have our legs tabletop. And I like tabletop because it makes you work a little bit hard. Look, right there, I have to have an active engagement. And I'm going to keep my head up, but your head might need to be down today. And I'm just going to come up and do a little chest press. Now, if my weight is too light and I already feel that, I could switch it, or I could make a little pump, like a 1, 2, 3, and push it up. Okay, so gauge what you need to. And lift, and it could be down and lift. So heads, like we know, are 8 to 12 pounds. And we need the strength, carries our body around. And our head, you can tell, is heavy when we start going forward and letting it hang forward. We want to avoid that Dowager's hump, that big hump that happens when we do that. So if my neck gets too tired, though, I'm going to drop it. And I want my chin in alignment. So a little tuck. Good. And lift. 1, 2, 3. Lift. You can have that little tap if you want. Good. And I'm going to add a leg this time when I go out. So if you're doing singles, it looks like this. So it's just changing, and I'm going to come back up again, right? So if I have those little 1, 2, 3, back up, 1, 2, 3, I back up. And actually, I could just do it's just trickier to manage one part of your body doing something different. If you can do it, that's great. And drop it down. Keep here for these toe taps. We're going to bring our hands right up here for bug. So let's just do legs first. So it's one heel goes down. I'm going to drop my head, lengthen my spine. You might feel a crack. And then the other leg comes down. Really control. So pretend I got a blood pressure unit right under your back. And you don't want that needle to move at all. Flexing, because then I get a little bit more work from flexing. Now, we're going to take just one arm back, okay? So when I come down, and I really, actually, usually I want to do the opposite, which I did, and then I back up. So it's one leg stays, this hand stays in here. So what everybody wants to do with this, and it's okay, it's not bad, is they want to do this. It's not a bad thing at all, but I'm asking you to try to stabilize. What's good about this is you have to think. It gives your brain an activity, and you really have to think. Widen out your fingers. That's another thing you can think about. Now, if you're feeling really strong, only if you're feeling really strong, take both legs down. You can take arms overhead, or you could do this. Either one. Or you can just stay right here. Hands could go behind your head, and then you could bring up like a little crunch. If your back is bothering you, you're going to stay. See this, what I just modified? And I was like, I could do it, but I think I'm happier here today.
And maybe I'll try a couple. So it's always listening. Ready? We're going to hold here. We're going to do our bicycles. So side. Remember, the twist action happens right from the chest. It's not pulling your head up and pulling your elbow towards the knee. It's your shoulder to the knee. Keep going. Breathe.
If you need to rest for a minute, rest. You need to start back over, start over. So these can be as easy or hard as you make them. And relax. Stretch your whole body out. Lengthen it overhead. Feel your abdominal stretch. Flex and point. Flex and lengthen that body. Take one arm and flex it towards your shoulder. Pull with the other, gently tug, I should say, that elbow by holding your tricep back to get a stretch in that tricep. And then take the other side. So you just flip, drop it towards your shoulder, hands on the tricep and press it back. Great. Flex your hand. It's hard to stretch the bicep, but we're stretching out these flexors, trying to get the bicipital groove, right? Running down here and your shoulder down. And then the other side, you can come back to these later. Bend your knees, grab that little disc that you brought, place it behind, inside your legs so that you can get that inner thigh and grab your heaviest weight that you find possible for an overhead press. So we just take our hands, come over, hips come up, down, toes lift, squeeze, inhale, exhale, squeeze, deep breath, blow it out. Very nice. If the hamstrings aren't getting enough work, walk your feet forward. And I have the toes up only because it gets a little more activation in the backs of those hamstrings. Inhaling, exhaling. That's it. Squeeze the inner thigh and you will feel the backs of your legs at the same time. And if this is too easy, you can keep these arms back and just keep your legs coming up. So just see, just say, I'm going to stabilize. I'm going to get a little more tension over time by holding it and not letting it come up. That way I activate the muscle. Okay? More. And drop it down. Bring your feet closer. Your buttock still doesn't need to drop down. You're going to keep that there. You're going to take one leg and hold 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6. And then flex and point and pointing and flexing. Pointing and flexing. Flip your hands up so that your palms are facing the ceiling to open your shoulders and let them relax. I just raised mine tight. Now little circles with your feet. And reverse direction. You should get a nice, good little, maybe even a cramp. If you got a cramp, come up, stretch the back of your hamstring. That's when you can really feel how much work we just did, because that starts activating. And then we're going to drop it back down. We're going to come back up. You could put that ball or little disc back under. And then we're going to come back up and we're going to ask the other leg, oops, make sure you get the other leg, and hold for 6 and 5 and 6. And then point and flex. So flexing, pointing, flexing, pointing. Here's what you want is to keep those hips stabilized. So if one's down, you know that one's free. Now little circles. So you can check, let's see, which one's lower. And then reverse direction. Beautiful.
Excellent. And drop it down. And then let's stretch that other side out. Hold that hamstring stretch. Just breathe. And we're going to move right into just a mini stretch. And make sure you get a little bit of stretch. Bring your knees into your chest. I encourage you, if you can stay for just a few more minutes, just let your body shift gears, stretching, moving in that relaxation part of our practice. Inhaling and exhaling. Bringing both legs up to the sky. You could flex them. Feel your shoulder blades relax down. And then point your toes as you reach all the way to the top. Wherever the top is, you might have to flex your feet to get there. Breathe and then allow your knees to come in. Your buttocks may come up a little bit. Hold the outer edge into happy baby. So just congratulating yourself for taking time away from your schedule to make sure you got a little exercise, a little mind clearing. And then allow your hands to slide down your thighs. Elbows can drop and just be a little tabletop for your legs. They can sway or you can just hang out right here. Breathe in and breathe out. The exhale breath just allows a little deeper opening, working towards straightening the legs as much as they would like. We'll bring those legs back in, taking one side and open up that chest and your back. You can close your eyes if you like, just letting go of the outside world for a moment. Feel your low back release. Let your inner thighs go. If your bottom leg wants to extend, go ahead and allow it to extend. Or just keep both legs, both knees bent. Either one is fine. Coming back to center. Knees drop together first. And look over your opposite shoulder. Just notice where your feet are touching. Notice where there's tension. Hold it. Maybe you can feel it in your shoulders as they're fighting the floor a little. Can you just meld in with the floor as you breathe? Great. And then we'll slowly come on up. Moving on to all fours. Take a couple breaths with this cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale, draw your navel up, head relaxes. Do a couple more of those at your own time. Deep breath, inhale, exhale. See if you can allow the front part of your foot just to soften as much as possible. Slowly curl your toes under and sit back on them. If your knees come up, just feel the stretch in your feet. Your shoulders get a little work and a little stretch. And then hold it right here. Feel your calves dropping. Really release the calves. And then hips are going to come high as we come up into that downward facing dog. Couple breaths. You can even walk your dog if you want. Opening up your hips. Head presses through. Toes could come up. And then we're going to walk our feet to center. Holding right here. Rounding up one vertebra at a time. Last thing to reach is your head. Grab a hold of our foot and extend. With your chest open, your quads stretch. Breathing one last balance for dancing Shiva. Slowly relax down, pause, take a breath, hands come to prayer. Feel that grateful energy. Reach up. Remember to keep reaching for what you want. Switching legs, changing that balance as you hold. And breathe. Slowly coming back together as we close our practice. Good work.
Thank you.